let's talk about living water and the bread of life, the bread of heaven. Jesus offers us living water and the bread of heaven. He is that living water and bread. The problem is, many of us don't want bread and water. And I want to point out that bread and water is historically food for prisoners. In the Bible, it talks about that being something that were fed when they were in prison. Now, when the Egyptians, the Israelites went out from the Egyptians, they go out into the wilderness, and what does God offer them? Bread of heaven, manna, and water from a rock. Not a coincidence, y'all, but this was not good enough for them. It was not good enough for them, so they rejected it. And when they rejected it, they wanted other things. They wanted the leeks and garlics of Egypt. They wanted quail. They wanted meat. They wanted what they wanted. They wanted their will to fill their lives with what they wanted. They want the things of this earth instead of the things that God had. Instead of the bread from heaven and this water of life. Jesus said, I am the bread that comes down from heaven. When he's tempted with Satan and he says to turn these rocks into loaves, he says, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. So the bread of heaven becomes the words spoken by God through his prophets who end up in prison eating bread and water and drinking water. And his word is that watery word, that doctrine, and that spoken word of God from heaven, that gift of prophecy. The problem is we reject that. The sons of men reject that. They don't want to eat that bread. They don't want to drink that water. They want leeks and garlics and meat. They want you to tell them what they want to hear. They want blessings and good things and all of that. They don't want to have to suffer to get those blessings. Yes, you will be loved by God's children, but you will be hated by the world. And the broad path has way more people on it than the narrow road. So we have to understand that we are not going to be adorned and loved. He told his disciples, he said, they will cast you out of the synagogues. They will think that they do God a service when they're killing you. We still live in those times, friend. We live in the most horrible times are ahead of us, the great tribulation. And it's not going to be cuddly hugs and things for the sons of God. No. You will be hated. You will be hated for his sake. If they hate the master, they're going to hate the followers. They're going to hate the children. They hate the father. So we have to accept that and quit looking for it to be comfortable. Quit looking for it to be, king's palaces. He said this about John the Baptist. He's like, what did you go out to see? He was not in a king's palace.